Hello YouTube. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk money, finances, savings, yes, credit tips, all that fun stuff. So what I wanted to do today was talk a little bit about the three different types of banking systems or financial institutions out there that you can put your money into. And I'm going to put that in the theme of saving. So are you saving? Are you saving money? So every time, are you putting money aside once a week? Are you putting money aside every time you receive your paycheck? Whatever your budget allows, are you saving? And that is my first and foremost, my big question. Are you saving? And if you're not, why? Don't answer that to me. Answer that question for yourself. So the question, are you saving, is a very important one. And if you're not, you should. You definitely should. It's never too late to start saving. If you're 60 years old and you've never saved before, now is the best time to start. Today is the best day to start, not tomorrow. You can't go back in time and do it 20, 30 years ago. So right now is the best day to start saving. But with that said, there are several banks out there. I just want to kind of bring you guys up to speed or let you guys know about the different institutions you can use to put your money into. So first and foremost, there's what we call the commercial bank. Now, a commercial bank would be names like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Citibank. I can't think of all of them, but Chase, JP Morgan Chase, banks like that. Those are going to be commercial banks. Now, I'm going to look at this through the lens of the benefits of all of them. So the benefits of a commercial bank is they tend to be everywhere, right? If you notice, you always see a Bank of America or Citibank or Wells Fargo or Chase or, so there's quite a few of them for the most part. And so if you're looking for the convenience of, I need to get to the bank to get my money, or I need to get to the bank to deposit money, savings, definitely consider a commercial bank because they're very convenient. And generally speaking, you can find their ATMs almost anywhere. The second one is going to be what we call a credit union. Now, credit unions aren't as big as commercial banks. In fact, they tend to be a lot smaller. Now, some of them are big, huge, kind of like commercial banks, but most of them are little tiny guys, Now, here's the difference between a commercial bank, if you're wondering, and a credit union. So commercial banks, well, they report to shareholders, which is why you're going to find that they have lower interest rates when it comes to savings products. And they have higher interest rates when it comes to lending products. So I'm making a point here. So if you go to the flip side, credit unions tend to have higher interest rates when it comes to savings products and lower interest rates when it comes to lending products. So if you're truly trying to save money, get a credit union in your life. Make sure you're banking with a credit union. Keep in mind, the benefit is commercial banks are a little bit more convenient to get to. Whereas credit unions, again, when it comes to savings, you're going to be better off there because they do give you a higher annual percentage yield on your savings product. So you're definitely going to get more bang for your dollar when it comes to a credit union. Now, the reason why they can give you this savings, like how can they do that versus a commercial bank, especially if they're bigger, right? Well, commercial banks report to shareholders, right? So some of the profits they're making, they have to report to their shareholders. And again, they're shareholders, so they have to give some of those profits to their shareholders too, known as dividends. Credit unions do not have shareholders, right? They're like a co-op, basically. So they're not necessarily publicly traded. They're not reporting to shareholders. So therefore, those savings that they're getting, they can pass it on to their members. And they call them members because you have to qualify to be part of any particular credit union, whether you work at a certain company or a union, or you're part of, say, the military or whatever it may be. Usually there's some requirement to be part of a credit union. So if you're trying to save money, and especially if you need to get a lending product, I would definitely consider a credit union. Now, the downside with credit unions is they don't tend to be everywhere, right? They're not as big as a commercial bank, and they don't tend to have branches, you know, as convenient as, say, a commercial bank. Now, for some of you, that could be a good thing. You know, my mother, for example, she loves banking where it's inconvenient because, well, it's inconvenient, so therefore she can't readily get to her funds, so therefore that's more savings for her. She likes that fact. And, you know, that could come in handy. Some of you may think the same exact way. And I'm going to get into the third bank in just a second, which if you want inconvenience, you're going to love this one. It's both convenient and inconvenient at the same time. So, you know, so that's your commercial bank, that's your credit union. And now the third type of bank or financial institution is online banking. Now this has become really, really popular. Now I'm not talking about the fact that you can log into your mobile app or online with your current commercial bank or credit union. I'm talking about banks that do not have brick and mortar stores. They're strictly online. So there's no way to get to them physically. You have to open the account up online. You have to bank with them online. Now, a good example of this would be, let me see, the ones that are advertising. Ally Bank is one of them. Some of you may have heard of Chime. I think it's called Chime, C-H-I-M-E. They're another online banking institution. PayPal is a good example. I don't really use PayPal, but again, they're an online financial institution. Now, some of you may not notice, but American Express has their own savings account that you only can do online. And then of course my favorite, my personal favorite, is Goldman Sachs. So because there are no physical brick and mortar bank or branches with the online banks, there's a huge savings. So if you want to look at, say, again, credit unions are going to have better interest rates than commercial banks. But you know who beat credit unions? Online banks beat credit unions. So for example, right now where I bank at, I'm getting 0.25 or 1/4% in my savings account. I never use it at my credit union. It's there because I'm required to have it. And most credit unions, by the way, will require you to have a savings account. I never use it. Why? Because I bank with American Express and Goldman Sachs. That's where I put all of my savings, money that I'm going to put aside and not touch or leave it there for a rainy day. Why? Because remember, I'm getting 0.25 with my credit union, but with American Express, I get 2.10. So 2 and tenth of a dollar. All right. And then with Goldman Sachs, I'm getting 2.25, so 2.25%. All right, see the difference? I'm getting way more of an APY with the online banking than I am for credit union. All right, now that is the benefit to an online bank. You're going to definitely get a much higher interest rate because again, there's no brick and mortar branches for you to get to, for you to bank with. You have to do everything online. So you're moving funds electronically back and forth. You're also depositing funds and you know all that stuff. So you get a much better return, again, more bang for your dollar with the online banks than you do with the brick and mortar banks or credit unions. The inconvenient side is you really can't get to them, right? And if you want to move money, just so you guys understand how it works, I won't get too deep into this. It goes to what we call the ACH system or the automatic clearinghouse system. That can take anywhere from 1 day up to 3 days to move funds from point A to point B. All right, so there's an inconvenient factor, but it's also, again, if you guys are really trying to save, you're going to think twice about pulling that money out because it's going to take a day or two for it to get into your other account where you can pull the money out through an ATM or go into the actual branch, right? So, again, are you saving? If you're not, you should be. Because I just want you guys to know, I'm not saying one is better than the other one, but there clearly are benefits as you go across the platforms, right? If you want convenience, then you want a commercial bank, for sure. And it doesn't hurt to have all three. Have a commercial bank, have a credit union, and then have online banking. I have all three, right? So just keep that in mind. And in a later video, I will probably get more into, you know, saving up for your future if you're not doing that. If you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comments below. You know, I'm still waiting for those comments from you guys. Anyway, quick video. I hope you guys have a great one and see ya.